Hi guys! So we are gonna do a little chicken introduction today. I think that's one of the things you guys haven't gotten to see is our chickens. The snow is stuck around. I hear a rooster right now. They have not come out. I've had to force them out to make sure they're getting water and food. Sorry, I'm carrying the water barrel for the pigs. But the snow has stuck around, which is crazy to me. We've never had snow like this before. You're gonna hear the pigs in a second because they hear me. But we'll go feed pigs and then we will go meet the chickens. Chickens, which we have their food in here with them right now because they aren't really going outside. It's a little too cold, so I brought the water up nice and close. You can see our rooster, so that they can hop right out and get water if they want. They've just been staying in here. We got another egg today. They're just starting to lay, so I'm totally okay with that. So we'll leave their food in here for now. Usually I'd take it out and leave it outside, but it's even snowing now. They don't like it, but they're jumping out. You can see a few out there to get some water, and they're just gonna hang out and stay nice and toasty, I guess. Stay away from the crazy weather. But we've got 8 girls and 1 rooster. We got the rooster from someone local for free. He at first wouldn't stick around. I don't think he knew how to get in the coop, but now that he does, he loves it in here. So he's good. I've held him a few times when I needed to move him around and stuff, and he's totally fine. But he's a big boy, which is good because we're out in the middle of nowhere. We got some big things. We got eagles that fly over and stuff, so he's got to watch over the ladies. And he's really nice to him. So he agrees with me. Anyway, that's the chickens, and I'll show you guys the chicken coop. Got a nice big door. I go in there and I take the hay out. I'm actually gonna open their door a little bit more. It's got a little lever, which we love, to help open up the chicken door. And then it's really nice. We like it. Kai built that, and we put the food under there. It keeps the food dry. And then it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots for them to lay their eggs, but they're out drinking water and they're happy as can be. This is what I love about raising your kids around animals. I just came out of the shed. It's where we keep the chicks right now, and under a heat lamp. And I came out and I was just looking, and my 6-year-old is out here clearing the board, which you guys saw earlier was covered in snow. Clearing the board. Sorry, I think I see some hawks. No, they're just crows. For the chickens to go on. So I'm going to show you guys. It's so cute because like she wants them to be happy. And it's like they're just chickens, but we really do love them and the kids love them. So I'll show you guys. She's in there talking to them right now. And that was one of the dogs. And yeah, she cleared the whole board. My husband had put a board out the other day so that they could come out and eat outside with the water. We put some food on it, but the snow covered it again last night. And so she just came out and I just was watching her with her gloved hands, scraped it all off. There it is. That brown spot is the board. Hadley, did you clear it for the chickens?
Clear what?
The board?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. They don't want to come out right now. They'll come out in a little bit when they see what it is. Why don't you put the water closer to them?
That's what I was going to do.
Okay.
I was just checking on them.
You're checking on them? Good job. Don't spill any.
Oh yeah, they eat snow.
Yeah, they do like snow too. All right, come on out and then hook the fence back up. Come on out. Oh, there's the rooster again. Go ahead. Good job, sweetie.
It doesn't even shock me.
Good, I'm glad.
Gloves.
Okay, so something that I feel like not everyone talks about when it comes to chicks and chickens is how much work chicks are in the beginning. You have to check on them daily. They're kind of like having a cat. Thank you, Hadley. She just closed another trick is when you have livestock guardian dogs, especially when they're puppies, they don't always know when they need to get out of the snow. So they have just been walking around, and the other day our boy dog Moose, his foot, one of his paws was cracked a little. His paw pads was cracked a little. And so we had to bring him in. And so he needs to come in just to basically like have a break from the cold, but he doesn't seem to know. So these are our separate chicks. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna turn on another light. Hopefully that helps. So every day you need to bring them food and water and check on them multiple times a day. There's different age ranges that we have here, so you guys can see them. Cleaning day was yesterday, but since the brooder cage was coming, I clean every 4-ish days, 4 to 5 days. But because the brooder's coming today, I wasn't gonna clean their cages. So just look at the mess and recognize it for what it is. They get messy. And right now we have them in smaller areas than I would like because we have it's a 4x4 brooder, and then we also will put the smaller chicks into one of the bigger bins that we have until they get full feathers. They do need to be kept somewhere warm when they don't have full feathers, so I like to give them a bin that doesn't have holes on the sides. But here, I'm going to show you what we have. Okay, our first setup are these chicks. They are 4 to 5 weeks old. They're black sex links and gold sex links. They are out of food, which we just gave them food this morning, so that shows you how quickly they go through food. And then they're pretty good on water still. So that's these guys. They'll go out as soon as the snow goes away. I'll actually send them outside during the day inside of a crate thing that will keep them separate from the big chickens, but still give them grass and things to roam on. Then we have our meat chickens. They are also out of food, and we just fed them this morning. They're pretty big. They also need to get into the brooder and not this smaller cage, so we'll get them moved. We'll move this so you guys can see. We have tops in them because they do like to jump out, but these are Cornish cross meat birds. Hadley, why don't you start getting them food? And they are about they're 3 weeks old, 2 to 3 weeks old, so they're pretty big. They get big fast, though. That's their purpose. Then we have these guys over here. So I'm gonna take the lid off this so you can see it better. These guys, which I already took their food and water out to refill before I came on here, but these guys We have 2 older birds in here. The reason being is they're actually gonna live with this flock. So these 2 older birds are the same age as the other first ones that I showed you guys. They're about 4 to 5 weeks old. I'd say 2 is the max I'm willing to put in here with these smaller guys, and that's totally fine. They seem to be doing really well. The reason being that we want them to grow up with the rest of this flock. Kitty here wants out, which we'll let her out in a minute. But you can see all these chicks. These chicks are 1 and 2 weeks old, the tiny ones. So we have a couple different variations in here. We have an olive egger. I've never had one before. That's this one up in the front right here. Then back there we have a chocolate Orpington, I believe. And then the rest in here are chocolate Orpingtons, Americanas, and buff Orpingtons. So if you know chickens, then you know what I'm saying. If you don't know chickens, then I just spoke gibberish. But they're gonna get moved out of this bin into this bigger bin once we get the brooder, and these 2 are gonna get moved into the brooder, which is nice and big. Like I said, it's a big old 4x4 cage that's made just for them, and it'll have a heat lamp and everything. So that's that. One of the ways I like to feed them, on top of also putting the top on this, is I like to put just this in there because it gives a lot of, you can see they're all excited about this. Hadley, will you come move the lid for me? Because it lets them eat at it better and lets more of them get to it. So we'll put that in there. You can see they're more than happy to eat that. They act like they're starved, but I promise that almost that whole bin was full this morning. So they just eat a lot, which is what you want. You want them to grow and get big. So that's what they're doing. And then we'll move on and get everyone else water. So that's it. That is our chickens. It's definitely a multiple times a day thing with the younger chickens. When you get bigger chicks, it's just kind of making sure they're let out in the morning or at night. We do hope in the future to get one of those automated chicken doors that opens at sunrise and closes at sunset. That'll be nice. So just if you're looking into getting into chickens, know that chicks are definitely a multiple times a day checking on them. Even if you get bigger feeders and bigger waters and you have enough space for them, it's good to check on them, make sure they're staying warm, not getting too wet or drowning in the water. That's something that chicks can do, but it definitely pays off when you start getting those eggs, which we just started getting last week, so we're very excited. So thanks for coming along on that journey. Don't forget who you are, what you stand for, and share it with the world.